Hey guys, Mr. and Mrs. Just Rustic here, and for our first tutorial we wanted to do something, well, I wanted to do something that I've been waiting about 1.5 years for, and that's to finish my bedroom. So we're going to work on a desk slash book stand assembly for you guys today, and welcome to Sunday Fun Day.
So what we're going to be working on today is a kind of a desk for a home office and a tall shelving unit to go with it. What we're going to be making out of is just your normal 2x4s and large plank tops. It's going to be your normal X design with a pull-out drawer and shelf on the right hand side. So what I did with all these 2x4s, when you get them from Home Depots or any of your big box stores, your 2x4s aren't necessarily exactly 1.5 inches. They vary in all different sizes. So what I like to do is use my 12-inch planer to make sure every single board is the exact same thickness before I continue on. After we planed all the boards, now I'm cutting everything to size, accurately down to less than 1/8 of an inch each board. And after we're done with that, we're going over to the table saw. I'm going to rip down the sides so that they're all equally lengthwise the same dimension. After we do everything on the table saw, it's very important to make sure all your wood is perfectly flat like you're playing Jenga before you start any assembly process. Makes things nice and square and tight. You can see on the bottom here, you have the normal 2x4 you originally started with. This is what we end up with. It's a much better building block. Now these 1x1s I made right here, generally you can buy these at your big box stores, but they usually come warped and not nearly as strong. When you make these out of a 2x4, the grains are much tighter together and you have a much straighter board. What? So I cut all the wood for the desk and the bookshelf. The 2x4s is what's going to make up the desk. The 1x1s is what's going to make up the shelves. So the next step is to create these pocket holes for these Craig screws, which create these nice pocket screws so you can assemble pieces like that. When I assemble all these, I'm assembling with the Craig screws, and I always use a strong wood glue. When you assemble it, you can see I have one of the legs built. When we went ahead and planed and squared everything up, you can see it makes a nice, perfect shape that can stand on its own, flat on both sides. Minimum sanding is needed. This is actually the right side of the desk. I went ahead and went a little bit further. This is where I'm going to locate the drawer and the bottom shelf for the printer. You see the Craig screws that I'm using? You virtually make any shape, make it a nice standing unit. So now this is considered the right side of the desk. I'm going to continue on and build kind of where the person sits, the table comes across right here, and then we'll get to the bookshelf. time, I'm going to build a frame for a bookshelf.
So now that Jason's done with the frame here on both the desk and the bookcase, the next thing he's going to do is he's going to make some X brackets for the sides to kind of give it that farmhouse feel. So that'll be both for the desk as well as the bookcase. Then he'll be working on the drawer here for the desk as well as the bottom of the shelves on both units. And then finally we'll put the top on this thing.
Here I am using my HEPA-Vac Festool system. I'm going to start off with a 150 grit, kind of sand all the feet down, make sure everything's all nice and smooth, round all the corners and edges, and then go down to a 220, sand all nice, and it should be ready for staining after that. So after we're done sanding this, we're ready to start applying the finishes. We're gonna apply on the frame, the Early American made from Winwax. We're gonna apply it with a rag. We don't like using brushes. Rags can get it much deeper and massage it into the wood. For the top, we're actually gonna use this Varathane wood accelerator. It's basically vinegar and black tea. They do a really nice job getting it to work for you, so I'll show you kind of how we can get the distressed top by using this. So what I'm doing here is I'm getting ready to charm the edges. So when we put the vinegar and black tea accelerator on it, it's going to look a little bit more distressed underneath that, and makes it look a little bit more aged. This is the way I like to construct my drawers. I like to make them out of rustic alder. It's a nice straight piece of wood, and you can do some nice box joints. I like to put this groove in here so my drawers are truly wood on wood. There's no hardware used in these drawers. If you look right inside, you can see how they just ride on these natural rails. And they're nice and solid, and they can take a lot of weight.
ready to put on the final touches here. Last little piece is we're gonna add this nice finish coat. Jason likes to use this Miniwax polyacrylic. We're gonna brush that all over both the desk and the bookcase, and then they'll be ready to take home. The finished product here in our home office. Thank you guys so much for joining us on our first vlog tutorial, and please join us next time as we dive into how to make this little gem match the rest of the set. So we're going to take an old filing cabinet we found on Craigslist, dress it up, and make it fit into this home office here. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you next time.